you for joining us today on a regular webinar. We do this webinar regularly, every month, every 2 months, trying to stay connected with the engineering community, bringing topics of interest. And the last year, I would like to ask everybody if you can mute yourselves to avoid feedback. Okay, thank you. Uh, so in these COVID times, we generally do this face to face, but in COVID times, during the last year, it has been virtual. With we don't get to see each other and talk and network, but what it has helped is to get the word out to more people. We in these events, this event that we're having today, we have over 120 people registered, which is really great. And so we are able to get the word out to more people on the information that we want to that we want to disseminate to the members. First of all, we want to thank our sponsors, our annual sponsors of the Miami chapter. It is because of their support that we can keep our program at FES going. We encourage any company that would like to support our program to apply for sponsorship through our website. Our website is www.fesmiami.org. We want to thank our speaker for today, Mark Gambriel, Chief Development Officer for the Broward County Aviation Department. Thank you, Mark, for being with us today. Before, I also want to thank our volunteers participating as officers, directors, past presidents, members in general, that donate their time to make our program successful. This is a very important program for our local engineering community, as it has been shown from the events that we have completed this year. We welcome today all distinguished members of the engineering community in attendance. We are delighted to have you with us and hope you will enjoy this event. So moving to the next slide, we want to special thanks to the Broward chapter who helped us with this event, inviting all their members. And it's pretty much the joint events have resulted in a very good turnout. And I think we should do more of this, making sure that we act as a regional association that works together and collaborate on this type of activities. Our program for today is simple. I'm going to start with some updates, a welcome and introduction, updates on the chapter activities. Then we're going to have Mark Gambriel, go with the presentation. He was going to have the presentation about the work program in the Broward County Aviation Department. And then we're going to have some, basically announce some future events. And that will be it. So let me go through the activities to date. We generally do, at every event, we go through them, making sure that the members and everybody in attendance gets a flavor of what we do as a chapter, as the program that we have. That, to keep everybody informed and also to encourage everybody to support the program either by becoming a member or by sponsoring our society. So the first activity, we started pretty much in August, September 2020. COVID started, I think it was in May or so. So ever since this year started was virtual. We had our first event was Breakdown by the Pros, which basically was explaining high school students what engineers do to encourage them to study engineering. A very important event. one of the main purposes of our association is to encourage young people to pursue a career in engineering. And this is a key event to accomplish that. Then on October, we started with technical presentations. The topic that we wanted to develop during this year was resiliency. And so our first technical presentation was by Carolina Maran from the South Florida Water Management District, the Chief Resiliency Officer. And basically, she presented all the she presented the actions and strategies that the district is implementing at the regional level for adaptation and resiliency. In December, we had Dr. Helena Solo-Gabriel continuing with the resiliency agenda. And we were honored by having Dr. Helena with us. She's head of research of and she talked about ways to detect COVID-19 in wastewater. That's her research topic. It was a great opportunity to learn about that research methodology, and a very important topic that, let me tell you, is going to stay with us for the years to come. Elena was also nominated and got awarded as outstanding technical achievement in the not only in the Miami chapter, but in the state level. So, that was a very interesting presentation that we had in December. On January, we went through we invited Maria Perdomo, PE, the work program manager for the Department of Transportation and Public Works for Miami-Dade County. And she presented all the upcoming transportation work program, and in particular, anything that was coming post-COVID, just getting ready for the recovery. It was a very informative session. About February time, we also with ACEC, together with ACEC, the American Council of Engineering Companies, we put together a support letter to the Florida representatives of Congress to support the Central and South Florida flood resiliency study to guide actions on sea level rise and flood protection throughout South Florida. The idea is to obtain a grant for the state, for the South Florida Water Management District to conduct that study that is so important for us at a regional level. This is one of the areas in which FES is very active, trying to support initiatives important for the engineering community. Then we have, a regular program. Basically, this is one of the most important, most traditional events, math counts, math competitions for grades 6 to 8. It was virtual this year, so this picture was of the year before. I couldn't get pictures of this year, but very important. This one is Future Cities competition. This was in February. Future Cities competition 2021 for middle school students, and they are just given a topic, related to engineering, and they have to come up with their projects. This year was living in the moon. It was amazing, the project that they came up with, and it was very rewarding to see the middle schoolers so motivated with engineering. On February 2, February was a very busy month. We had the award ceremony, in which is a traditional event to acknowledge our outstanding engineers that have given back to our profession. On April, we have the National Academy Foundation. This is for high school students, also attracting them to the engineering profession. On April 2, the same day, by the way, April 21st, we had joined Miami-Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach County together with ACC. We came all together to have the FDOT District 4, District 6 work program presentation. So we had representatives from District 4, District 6, the directors of the districts, the district secretaries, presenting us what is coming up in the transportation work program, in particular related to post-COVID recovery. In June, we had a technical presentation on the Port of Miami work program. We had Helga Sommer with us, Chief of Engineering of the Port of Miami, and also elaborating a little bit on how, how would be the Port of Miami reactivated post-COVID, and in terms of infrastructure and work. Great information we got from that. Then this was recent, I think it was this month, July 19th. We also prepared a letter of support to Miami-Dade Board of County Commissioners to create the Biscayne Bay Watershed Management Advisory Board. This one, this board, this advisory board, will be an advisory body for the Board of County Commissioners on anything related to Biscayne Bay, and will make recommendations also in any to develop a new Miami-Dade County Biscayne Bay Watershed Management Plan that is coming. So this is led by Irela Bagué, and we are proud to support them, to support that initiative. The FES will have a seat in that board. This is, again, the FES in action, supporting initiatives important for the engineering community. Okay, future activities, as I said, our program this year is coming to an end. There's just one event that is coming up, which is the FES Scholarship Awards and Officer Installation Ceremony on August 26th. And in that event, we're going to have kind of the new administration taking the baton and getting new events and new ideas, and continuing with the regular program. Same thing that we did this year. Hopefully, we can continue in person if COVID allows. One of the areas that is important for us, of course, taking the opportunity that everybody's connected here, is to tell you about our sponsorship opportunities. We got, now you got some details about what our program is about. If you are interested in supporting our program, we have 3 levels of annual sponsorship. That's for companies, and of course, we would welcome any new members. This is a great organization. I think we have a lot of good people, and a lot of good ideas, and a community that is waiting for us to step up to the plate and come up with ideas to move forward. All right, so now I would like to introduce our speaker for tonight. Again, thank you, Mark, for being with us. Mark Gambrill is currently the Chief Development Officer for both Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport and North Perry Airport. He leads the airport's project management, planning, environmental, design, and construction efforts, with oversight of the planning, environmental capital projects and noise mitigation program sections. Responsibilities include the execution of the airport capital improvements program, master planning, capital and operating budget, noise mitigation program, and any architectural and/or engineering related initiatives, as well as managing the capital needs for both FLL and HWO. Mark has a Bachelor's of Science in Civil Engineering from Wentworth Institute of Technology, Master of Science in Civil Environmental Engineering from Tufts University, and Master's in Public Administration from Florida Atlantic University. In his free time, Mark is an avid triathlete and competes in Ironman competitions across the United States. During the presentation, please send your questions via chat. After the presentation, we will be reading your questions in a Q&A session. Welcome, Mark. Now, I think you have to share the screen, or Andres. I think you're muted, Mark.
All right, you hear me now? Hey, Juan?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
All right, great. First of all, Juan, thank you for this opportunity to, give this presentation, this update to the FES. This gives our airport opportunity to, let both engineering community, architecture, construction, what's coming out the next few months, but also long term. Again, whenever I have this opportunity, I take it. We need the engineering community, especially, to able to achieve our master plan. So again, thank you very much for giving me this time. So with that, let me get straight into the presentation. Next slide. So one thing I wanted to mention, and it's probably very important, at this time, we're 11th in total passenger traffic, 9th in international, and 11th in domestic as of today. So when we're going through the COVID this past year, the traffic just died. We were able to, get a lot of projects moving forward, and not knowing, what the outcome was going to be at the end. And basically, the curve has been like a V for us. We're right now, we're seeing a lot of, expansion with Spirit, JetBlue. The traffic is just really exploding back. So again, during COVID, we were down to standstill. We still moved projects forward. We were essential. So that was the good news, is that we were able to, keep that going. But at the same time, we're still seeing the traffic, in that V thing. So before COVID, we were about 37.5 million passengers. By the end of this year, we'll be back to about 29.5 million passengers. So again, it just shows you that the traffic is coming back, and the need for a lot of our capital projects need to move forward. And we're going to need, the engineering community to help us get to the next step. So with that, next slide. Again, June scheduled departures, we're at 86% of 2019 levels. So again, we're not quite there, but we're getting there really fast. The departures are projected to approach 2019 levels by the end of the summer. Again, between JetBlue, Spirit, Southwest, we're still closed. We shut down Concourse A, new facility, this past year. We're looking to probably open it back up in the next month or two, because we're seeing the traffic come back. So again, all our terminals are open. It was good that we were able to get some facilities renovated, but again, the traffic's very strong. Next slide. Next slide. Okay, so June passenger traffic was 92% of the 2019 levels, and projected to be 100% 2019 levels by the end of this calendar year. So again, We're seeing it, especially if you come to the airport. Terminal 4 is really humming with Spirit. Traffic coming back strong, and JetBlue and Delta is starting to ramp back up in Terminal 2. Air Canada, hopefully, we get more of their international flights coming back as the vaccination, gets, highlighted and moving forward. So I thought it was important just to kind of give an update of where the traffic is. And again, based on, what we're seeing from the airlines and some of their projections, we're realizing that we really got to, move forward with our capital program at this time. And I'll show the video at the end, but we're revalidating our master plan. And basically, really what it's doing is looking at, before we went to the board on our master plan to see, and they were pretty much on board with it. And with the traffic and revalidation, all COVID did was really move the schedule out. But again, I believe by 23, 24, we're back to where we were pre-COVID. So again, the traffic's there. So, that's the good news. So I just wanted to, let this group know where we were in terms of traffic. Next slide. So really, what I felt was important is, I'm going to kind of go over several projects. So Terminal 5 is one that it's going to be a 2-level, 5-gate domestic facility. It's going to be a standalone terminal that also is going to have a connector back to Terminal 4. Also, we're going to have a pedestrian bridge that brings passengers from the Hibiscus over in its own curbside roadway. We went to the board in June. We got the board approval to partner with JetBlue to have them procure the program management, the design and construction services for a CMR. It's about a $306 million project. And we've done this process for Terminal 1. We partnered with Southwest. They procured that project. Terminal 2, which is under construction, was with Delta, T3. So we view this model, but I felt this was a good project to make sure I let this group know, because there's going to be opportunities for a lot of firms here, especially in program management and design services, and then the CMR at risk. So again, we issued an NTP this week to JetBlue to move forward. They're working on the program management RFP, and that should be coming out soon. But very excited about this project, especially we spent a lot of time on the PDD. And I think, with JetBlue, giving them the PDD, and when we get the program manager on board, the designer, CMR, I think they're going to have a very good idea of the vision of this facility. We worked hard on it this past year, so we were excited that we were able to get the board approval to partner with JetBlue to move forward. So this is a very project that I think should have a lot of interest with this group right now. So again, this opportunity is coming rapidly, and I do believe that we'll probably have program manager, design, and construct the CMR on board by the end of the year. So again, I would keep track of this one, and we'll be advertised. We still have to follow the same process that we do through the board, through Broward County. But again, they'll be soliciting. We'll have a lot of, meetings to invite different firms in. So again, that'll be through JetBlue. Next slide. Next one is the Terminal 1 checked baggage resolution area SEBRA room expansion. This project is right now we're looking to expand the SEBRA room. It's been 100% designed. We're looking to go to the board in September to do a 2-step hybrid, which means is we want to pre-qualify the contractors, then they bid the job. Again, it's about a $17 million job, and really what this does, it expands the throughput of our SEBRA room. We need to expand, especially with adding Concourse A to it. But again, this is more on the construction side, but I felt it was important to bring this up because it ties into my presentation later. Next slide. Terminal 1 Concourse B and C windows. Again, we're replacing all the windows in our Concourse B and C. That's about a $3.7 million project. We have FEMA grant money on it, so we're looking to get to the board. This will be a hard bid. So again, another project that I'm looking to do some more upgrades around our terminals and also protect our assets. Next slide. Next slide is FL Security Enhancement Phase 1. Again, this will be a design bid build. We're looking to go out to bid fourth quarter of this year. It's about a $4 million job. We're always looking to do opportunities to add security enhancements. So again, this is to add more security cameras and other surveillance on the south side of our airport. Next slide is North Perry Airport Security Enhancements, Access Control Phase 2. Again, this one doesn't have CB goals because we got DOT grant funding, but again, it's about $1 million job. And we're looking to advertise this third quarter of 2021. Again, this will be a hard bid. And also, you know, we have many projects over HWO that we're working on. Next slide. FL Short-Term Roadway Improvement Project. This one, we've been going through several, this is multiple phases. We've done several. Kimley Horn did the modeling of the traffic of our airport. And the one thing we've done here in most of our projects, whether it's stormwater modeling, wastewater, water, traffic, we model everything we're doing because it's a good way to move forward with different projects. But this one, we've done the signalization upgrades. We've done BSO curb cutouts to get BSO off our curbside and get them on the other side of the roadway to improve the traffic. This one is one phase of improvement. So this one should be going out to bid second quarter of next year. We're at 90% design, going through permitting, but we're looking to finalize the design on this one. This one will be built or needs to be built before the T5 project, roadway project starts of that one. So again, we've got different types of projects, but this one's going to be very challenging for the contractor, especially our exit roadways. As you know, with the traffic coming back, our exit roadways, our land side's very challenging. But this, hopefully, when this gets built, along with the T5 roadway component, that'll really improve our landside traffic. So again, we're looking forward to get this one out to bid. Next slide. So Terminal Drive Upper Level Improvements Phase 2. Again, RS&H did a model, a structural model of our upper level. So we've already done some spalling repairs. Also, we did, here you see a picture here, we enhanced the deflection of our upper level roadway. Also, we're replacing expansion joints at this time, should be done in October. Right now, we're in the final design. We're looking to, we're going to have to raise our girders up and replace the bearing pads and do some enhancements. But this is the last phase of enhancing our upper level structure to add the useful life of our upper level roadway. It's about a $7 million job. So again, we're looking forward to get this out to bid, and this will be a two-step hybrid. We want to pre-qualify the contractors, then hard bid it. We want to make sure we get qualified contractors that have DOT experience. But we're looking forward to finally get done with the final enhancements of our roadway system to make sure we extend the useful life 10 to 15 years moving forward. Next slide. So these previous slides were more projects that are in the next 3 to 4 months in construction. These next few slides I'm going to show you right here. This one, procurement consultant services for FL and HW airports, utilities and pavements. So this previous project I showed you, we use these contracts to do a lot of these different types of projects. T5, yes, we're going to have a program manager, a separate designer. But these contracts, we're looking, we have CB goals. We're looking for 3 firms, about a $5 million threshold, to help us with design, construction, administration, inspections for a lot of these other miscellaneous projects. And a lot of them range from our studies that we've done. We have stormwater. We have a pump system that we're looking to pump our drainage from the east side of our airport underneath I-95 to the west side for us to be able to add additional development on the west side of the airport. We also have a lot of airside projects, landside projects. Also, we have some structural, inspections that we need done. So these contracts, we use it for a wide variety of services that then we go out and to do design, bid, build. So again, these contracts give us the ability to do different types of projects. So again, you can see with the CB goals, 3 firms at $5 million. Next slide. If you go, yeah, next slide. So same title, except this one has DBE goals. We also have a lot of FAA funding, and a lot of our master plan projects that are going to come out, especially on the air side, will utilize this. So these will be 3 firms at about $7 million. And it's a wide variety from, Gate 100 relocation, miscellaneous airfield improvements, to airfield projects. So we use this one. We've got a lot of FAA funding that we need to procure through DBE. So again, we're looking to hopefully get to the board in September, which is right around the corner, to start the solicitation. So again, they're both CBE goals, DBE goal contracts, and you can see, between these 2 slides I just showed you, you're looking at about $37 million of design fees that, again, I really like to get out to these different groups, especially FES and at different groups. And I usually, do presentations throughout the community because we do need the engineer expertise to help us get through, procure these projects to get them to the next stage. Next slide. Again, we have procurement of construction engineering, inspection, quality assurance, material testing services. So again, 3 firms at about 15 million DBE goals. So again, we use, a lot of these contracts. Maybe we may use this contract, even though JetBlue is going to procure the program management, the design, and the CMR. We may use this just to do some testing on those projects, a little bit of oversight. But again, we like to have these different procurements, these different services in place so that when we start implementation, we may have the designer on the previous RFPs, do the design, but we may use this contract to just have that third-party oversight. So again, you see there's a lot of, and this is in the short term, there's a lot more projects that are RFPs that are going to be coming out for the master plan. And kind of give you an update of that, we are going to go back to the board probably in August. We're revalidating the master plan just to make sure, do a gut check. And I don't think really anything's changing in terms of the master plan in terms of projects, but just, where are we going to be at with the traffic? So again, I felt it was important to at least show you some of these RFPs that are coming out in September, October, when we get to the board for approval and go through that process. So again, there's a lot of work coming out in the short term. So with that, Juan, if you want to move over we'll do the presentation that shows everyone, if they haven't seen it, it's a 2-minute video of our master plan. So with that, if you can do the master plan video.
Yeah, I would only remind everybody, if they have any questions, please send them via chat so that we can read them. After the video, we will be going into the Q&A session.
Concept 6, which represents the preferred concept, recommends and prioritizes several improvements to FLL's landside, including demolishing the Palm Garage, constructing a supplemental curb to increase terminal curb frontage, constructing a 7 to 9 level parking garage and a potential new airport hotel with meeting rooms and landside commercial center, constructing a landside automated people mover system, which would initially operate as an on-airport circulator with a connection to a new intermodal center located east of the airport. The intermodal center will provide easy connections between the airport and various modes of transit, rail, and ground transportation. Complementing these landside improvements, Concept 6 recommends expanding FLL's terminal and gate capacities by extending Terminal 4's Concourse G towards the west and building a new concourse along the north end of Terminal 3 that is parallel to Concourse G and the runways. The Crossfield taxiway would be relocated to the west to enable these terminal and gate expansions. The preferred concept would be incrementally implemented to ultimately provide 95 total aircraft gates, which will balance terminal capacity to the practical capacity of the airfield.
I think that's it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So with that, we're right now going through advanced planning here at BCAD. Our planning group is really working hard. We're hitting, we're meeting right now with DOT on the intermodal center, but the T5, which I showed previously, is really, one of the stepping points for FLL. But again, and I see, Jason here from Chen. I'll point you out, he's been working on the stormwater master plan. So to do a lot of these master plan projects, we have to move stormwater somewhere else. So again, working with Chen, great work you've done on your side. But again, we've got a lot more procurements coming down, in the near future. But right now, we're really in advanced planning. So wanted to just kind of show everyone that video where you can see some short-term work coming out, but there's a lot of long-term work coming out for this group. So again, thank you, Juan, for this opportunity to give this group an update.
Thank you, Mark. So we have one question here. What is the timing of the RFQ for the landside PM contract?
For the program management?
Yeah, program management.
Yeah, you mean for the T5?
Landside program management, I believe, I don't know if it's T5 or it includes more.
Okay, so for Terminal 5, that one's with JetBlue. They're working on the RFP to procure the program manager. Now for the program manager in terms of the FL master plan, right now we have another update that gets to the board. We're doing some advanced planning. I see Jill here, so she's helped us out with the especially on the land side. But that's coming out later on. We're still working on advanced planning. There's a lot of work that needs to be done before a lot of those other procurements come out.
Okay, thank you. There's another question here. Any update on the airport people mover, the IPM?
Yeah, again, we're in the advanced planning stage for intermodal. We've had many meetings with DOT at this time. The people mover, the demolition of Palm Garage. We're in the advanced planning stage at this point.
Okay. With this, I would open anybody that wants to possibly ask a question that didn't send in the chat. All right. Well, I guess this is it for today now. Let me just share my screen and just for the closeout. A second. Okay. This is where we were, right? And so the only thing that is left is Mark. Thank you very much. And, you know, I wanted to give you this certificate recognition. You're going to get it. This is virtual for now, but you're going to get it in your office. Thank you so much for the information, for being with us today. A lot of work coming, a lot of opportunities for engineers, and we'll get ready for it. Okay?
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you everybody that connected today. You know, and stay tuned because the FES has a lot more, you know, coming up this month, this coming month, and then in the future we're going to have very interesting speakers coming. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.